Musicians at Johnny's getting burgers. What did you get? A vanilla shake?
I got a vanilla shake and a cheeseburger.
All right.
My usual.
I just got a regular hamburger. Thanks,
man.
Johnny.
This place is being like a staple, man.
Let me introduce Paul Mathur, bassist extraordinaire since he was a kid.
Hey guys, how's it going? Hello, everyone.
It's another one of these visits to the old neighborhood.
Yeah, I love it here.
Yeah.
Grew up here, spent many 3 o'clock nights in the mornings here at Johnny's getting burgers after a slew of parties.
Yeah.
Remember the guy that used to work here with the long hair, the young guy? He never aged. He was like the youngest guy.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I still see some of the old guys.
Some of the old guys.
Yeah.
No, that was classic.
That's
yeah,
great.
Everything's developed around it, still the same.
That's cool. So you used to live around here?
Yeah.
And when did you first start with your music career? And was it in public school?
It was in, it would have been when I was in grade 7. Morgan Evans was on drums.
Right on.
And there was a band called Dark Star. And I always wanted to be a singer. So I was the lead singer of Dark Star.
You were?
It was in grade 7. We went back and we played North Bridlewood, grade 6 to kindergartens. We did, so that would have been 1977. I still remember the set list too. We did Thin Lizzy, Jailbreak, we did Black Dog, and an original called Set Up. Glenn Hughes was in the band, Brent Ruddy, Ian Prinsloo on guitar, and Morgan Evans on drums, and I was vocalist. And then we did, I think we did a couple of other tunes. My voice hadn't changed yet, so I could still sing some Zeppelin. And my understanding, Gene Hughes sent me a text a little while ago that the guys from Sloan were in the audience. They were little kids. I remember all these little kids with their ears covered up, and they were pretty loud. And apparently guys from Sloan were there. So we somehow inspired Sloan to do what they're doing now.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's
funny.
Fun. I didn't know they were from around here.
I didn't either. Yeah, Gene was telling me that story.
Oh.
So it was good times for me.
That's great. Want to talk about the first time you played bass?
Yeah, okay, sure.
Because you were singing, right?
I was singing, and I remember from there, so I would have been probably like 14, and Gene lent me his guitar, brought it to the cottage, played around with it a bit. I thought, okay, this is kind of fun. And then I borrowed a bass, and when I touched that bass, man, it just felt like it was an extension of my body, and the sound, like in terms of my inner voice, that was it. And when I heard Roger Glover, Made in Japan, Deep Purple, Breaking to Smoke on the Water, when that bass came and that ricking through a Marshall stack, that was it. I knew that was what I wanted to play. And so I started playing and started jamming with a lot of people. And I think it was soon after that that we had a band with Ian on guitar.
Yeah.
Ian Prinsloo. And
so was the Ricky your first?
Yep. Yeah,
wow.
I got a copy of a Ricky. I still have it in El Degas, 1977.
El Degas.
I've got a real Ricky now, which is good.
You didn't get it off Ray Wilkie, did you?
No, I remember Ray, yeah. I bought it it was at Nouveau Music. And they were
on Pharmacy.
Yeah, I took lessons there. And then I just dropped the lessons and I just started playing with people. And I think the first bands would have been sort of 77 to 79, and with all the local guys. And I guess the first pro experience probably came a little bit later. I would say maybe like the early 80s with August. We were an all-original band, progressive rock, with Jeff Martin on drums. And Dave Barrett played with us for a little while too, there in 82 to, I think 82, 81, 82. And I played with Dave in the late 70s as well. So we were kind of feeling our way around the McDonald's scene. But I guess the first experience live would have been with a drummer named Frank Peluso, guitar player George Glaze.
Frank Peluso from Floyd Factory.
Yep. And Ian Prinsloo on lead vocals. We played Sir Johnny McDonald. That was my first gig. Dave was in a band with a keyboard player named Americo, and they were downtown Toronto, and that's where they were playing with Frank. They asked me to come down, and the four of us connected. We were doing ELP, Tarkus, to Yes, Long Distance Runaround, and some other progressive bands and whatnot, so a lot of Floyd. And then when that thing splintered apart, Frank was looking at setting up another band, and he asked me to join him. And then we got this wicked guitar player at the time, George Glaze. We were like 18, he was 24, and he was a Floyd Hendrix.
Yeah, George was a little older, right?
Yeah.
He seemed a bit mature.
Oh yeah,
entering the high school with the EBO and everything.
Oh yeah, the EBO, the hair, the beard. Yeah, he was an awesome guy. So we learned a lot with George. That was like 79 to 80.
And you played the Fish at our high school.
Oh man, that was fun.
Totally inspiring. I just had to throw that in there.
Cool. I remember the Fish. I had to go and find a Space Echo, a 301 Space Echo Roland to get that sound. And I remember getting to McDonald's, our high school, like everybody wants to play their high school, right?
Oh yeah.
You got to do it, you get your high school.
You have to do it,
so
yeah.
it's just like, I remember getting there early in the morning and playing the Fish on the stage by myself. The janitor was walking around, he probably thought I was mad. But, and we went through the whole thing, and I remember we opened up that show with Careful That Axe Eugene. George had the EBO going, and it was nuts, and Frank did that crazy scream. And then we finished that after 10 minutes of progressive psychedelic rock. Teachers are looking at us like, where are these guys from? They're from outer space. And then Ian walked on stage, and everyone's looking like, who's this guy? And then he broke into a Sympathy for the Devil with us, and then we just did a whole set with him.
That was awesome.
That was good times. And then we went out and celebrated that night. So
that was middle of the day too, wasn't it?
It was in the morning. I think there was 3 or 4 other bands. Yeah,
was Morgan one of the other bands? Tower Hill?
No, Tower Hill. I remember they were the inspiration for us. Tower Hill, we would see them live. They had a great guitar player too. I forget his name, but he was incredible.
Yeah, it was a great band too. There's a lot of good bands, a lot of good musicians in our school.
Well, we grew up in the culture, right? Yeah. We had a lot of art, a lot of cool people.
Very cool.
McDonald area.
You want to talk about David?
I love talking about David.
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. Yeah, Dave and I started playing together, I think 79, we had a band together, and we were doing some Rush and some ZZ Top and things along those lines. We'd always kind of break apart, he'd do something, I'd do something, we'd come back together, we'd play for a band or two together, then he would do his thing, I would do mine. The last time we came together would have been like 81, we were in that progressive band, and I actually found all kinds of tapes that I digitized for Dave and I sent them down to them, converted them to MP3s. Some pretty progressive stuff. Really?
Last
cool.
interview.
We were writing stuff, these epic progressive songs. I still remember some of the names. One was called Diary of a Werewolf, Pink's Revenge, a number of others like that. And so Dave and I were playing together, and then again we split up, went our certain separate ways to learn more music, and we came together with Jeff Martin on drums in 82. And it was a very progressive band called August. There's stuff on my Reverb Nation site with future versions of August, but it was all instrumental, kind of Yes, Rush, Genesis, King Crimson influenced original material. Songs range from 10 minutes to 20 minutes to 5 minutes. And so we did that. And I think that was the last time I played with Dave, so probably 82.
Wow.
And we keep in touch. I've been following his career. He's doing great. Really proud of David. The guy's awesome. Great player. Great guy.
So do you want to talk about present day now?
Yeah, present day. So I've been playing with Bon Jovi Forever since January. Great guys, great band. It's a Canadian tribute band. They've been around for 15 years. And man, they work hard. So Baz
has been on the show.
Yeah, Baz Little Rock. He's got to be the hardest working guy in rock and roll. He gigs non-stop, and not only that, he gets great gigs for the band and great guy to work with.
So you work a lot with this band?
Yeah, I've been with them since January. I think we must have done already about 20 shows.
Wow. Yeah,
we're playing on Canada Day in Newmarket, and then we've got a show after that night. We're playing in Alliston. I think it's a full Canada Day onslaught thing. I think we're playing with Summer of '69 is also on the bill with
great
us.
band. There's Chris Hume from Frank Peluso's Degrees of Separation there.
Nice. And Gennaro Scott, which is my good friend as well. His younger brother is my son's godfather, so there's a connection there. So the Bon Jovi Forever thing is going great. And part of that too, they do a trilogy show, which is backing up sort of 80s icon artists. So we'll do a set of Poison, backing up a Poison singer. Then we'll do a set of Bryan Adams and a set of Bon Jovi. So we've done one so far, and we've got some more lined up, I'm hoping, in the fall. And so that's been a treat to play, getting back that 80s rock, a lot of vocal harmonies.
And playing a lot live.
A lot live. That's what I'm about. I got to play
on stage.
Had a great 10 years with CODA, the ultimate Led Zeppelin experience, the raw Led Zeppelin experience. Now they're the mighty Led Zeppelin experience, but CODA, 4 letters, 4 guys, and pure Zeppelin. So Kelly Morissette on drums, who you'll remember from the White. He's just the ultimate Zeppelin drummer. He's got it down to a T. Great guy. He's my brother. We spent a lot of fun years together.
Kelly's a great guy. Hi, Kelly.
Kelly, his own buddy. And we got Rob Miniacci on vocals, ultimate Led Zeppelin singer. And we've gone through a pile of guitar players with that band. We were together I was with them from 2006 till just last May. And Dino Contos was the original guitar player. Then we had Larry Spiak was in the band for a while. He also played in the White. Steve Major filled in a few times for us, who is also from the White, currently with Ozone Baby.
Playing tonight.
And we had Rick Mercer, not the CBC Rick Mercer,
CBC.
But Rick Mercer, who's an incredible guitar player, very bluesy player. And currently the band has Adrian Kilp on guitars, so they're going strong, and they're doing great.
And so when you tribute a bass player, do you emulate the gear?
Well, I tried to emulate the sounds. With John Paul Jones, unfortunately, I used to have those old acoustic cabinets. I wish I'd kept them, all the double reflex cabinets. But I would use a Fender Jazz, but I also use Music Man basses because they've got any sound I need. So we try to get the gear. I know for Kelly, for drums, it's bang on important, and Kelly's got the 73 Vista Lite kit and the White Ludwig 70, I think it was a 73 kit as well. I know it played at Maple Leaf Gardens with Gatto, was Gatto's original kit.
Oh yeah.
Kept Doug English.
Wow.
And big White, I think it's a 28-inch bass drum. The thing's just like a cannon. And apparently that was on stage at Maple Leaf Gardens with Gatto, Johnny Winter, and Nazareth. And so those guys definitely, for me, I would just kind of piece together all kinds of stuff. So a couple of keyboards, bass pedals, a stock of bass amps, stock of keyboard amps, lots of basses, fretless, fretted, double neck. Brought out a double neck, which John Paul Jones never really used, a double neck bass.
Yeah.
But we did it our way.
But
again,
Chris Squire did.
It's Chris Squire did, triple neck. And so I brought my own sort of flavor to it. I used to wear, like, as you can see, my hair is receded over the years. I used to have hair down here back in the day, right? But anyways, I wear sunglasses on stage, and people come up to me, you look like Paul Schaefer. So I kind of went with that. So I didn't try and emulate John Paul Jones in terms of look, but definitely in terms of sound and playing style and the heaviness and whatnot. The overall musicality of John Paul Jones, from keyboards to orchestration to production and all that stuff. So yeah, I love it. That was a great time.
That's cool.
A lot of good road trips too. We had a lot of fun.
Well, we'll talk about that in a sec. Is it about being in tributes in general, or how do you want to approach that?
Well, I think the whole thing about being in a tribute, to me, it's paying homage to the music that inspired you as a kid, right? Like, I mean, we all wanted to be in that band, right? We always wanted to be in Zeppelin, our age group in the 70s.
For sure.
So what's the next best thing is to find like-minded people that have got it down to a science where you can actually you can close your eyes and you actually feel like you're doing a Zeppelin concert, like you're doing 3.5 hours, you're giving the same energy, as much, every ounce in your body you're giving to the music and to the crowd as what the real band would have done. So in that respect, it's almost like life imitating art, art imitating life, and it's just satisfying. Even though you didn't write the music, you're still adding your style to it, your energy, your vibe, and improvisation, just like the guys did. They've actually, it's almost like jazz, where you've got the head of the music, you've got the bridge, you've got the end, and what you do and how you maneuver around there. You've created an opportunity to project that same intensity as the original players. In fact, we had Jason Bonham come out to one of our shows. He stayed for 3 sets. Yeah, he was playing at the Sony Center, and friends of Kelly and Rob, drummer and singer, San Rapallo, he played guitar, and they were in a Zeppelin tribute for years, as well as an original band, I think. And Sam is Zeppelin's webmaster, so he's quite good friends with Jason. And when they were here, Sam surprised us. He brought Jason up to the show.
Brilliant.
And I'll never forget, we finished our first set, and all of a sudden I was just walking downstairs. It was at the Hollywood on the Queensway. And I'm walking down the stairs, and Kelly came running up the stairs like a little kid. He goes, "Jason's here." I said, "What?" He goes, "Jason's here." I said, "Jason here." He goes, "Jason Bonham." I said, "No way."
Oh my God.
So sure enough, at the back, there was Sam and Jason.
Yeah.
And so we talked to him about the O2 show. He talked about Black Country Communion, and he just noted how much he liked the first set. He asked what we're doing in the second set. We said we're doing No Quarter, Rain Song Remains the Same. And he goes, "Oh, 73, right on." And he goes, I'm going to stay for that. So he stayed for the second set, and we played about an hour and a bit. Talked again between the break between the second and third set, and he stayed for half of the third set. And he said, I got to leave halfway through because I got to get ready for tomorrow night. You guys are great. Keep up the, keep up the spirit. And just for him to say that meant that, keep up the fact that bring the music forward to the next generation. And we used to have people coming up to us and say, I never went to a Zeppelin concert. I kind of miss the whole Zeppelin thing. My dad was there around that era. Now I feel like I've seen Zeppelin live. And that's probably the biggest compliment you can get.
Oh,
right?
Man, that's great. What a great story.
So it was a lot of fun.
Okay, so you're a guitarist too?
Yeah, I play guitar to write my music with. And I write on all instruments, bass, guitar, keyboards, vocal lines, lyric, a song title, a hook, a drum pattern. So for years and years I was buried in my studio, and I'm more of a studio guitar player. I'll learn the guitar parts, learn the solos, execute them, and then they're gone.
Really?
But it's just to fit the song. So I've got 65 of my little babies are on Reverb Nation, and that's where my little creations are. And from 87 to about 2000 was all about, hunkering down the studio, writing songs from scratch, orchestrating, producing, mixing, and getting them out there, and then recording them live and playing them live with original bands. So Trespass, we were together for about 10 years as well. So Trespass was one of my original bands that, probably the most successful original band I was in. We had a CD out called Kids on the Run, and 3 guys, Paul Ledger on drums and vocals, Craig Robichon guitar and vocals, myself, bass, vocals, and keyboards, bit of guitar. Paul, bless his soul, he passed away, I think probably about maybe 7 or 8 years ago.
Oh.
Great drummer. He was Boston Bruin, just guts and glory. So remember, we did our album, he was going through chemotherapy, lost all his hair, he laid all the tracks down.
Wow.
We were playing live, and we would be cleaning up and getting ready to go home 4 in the morning. The next day he had to go to chemotherapy. He did not stop.
God.
The last show I played with him, he had blown a blood vessel in his toe. He wrapped it up with popsicle sticks and duct tape, and he played a 3-hour show, pounding that toe over and over. He burst a blood vessel, some fluke thing. So that band was guts and glory. It was the Boston Bruins, and so anyways, we did the CD, and it was distributed all through Canada. And a lot of that that material is on my Reverb Nation site, reverbnation.com.
So we can still get that?
Yeah, I put all my stuff up there.
That's great.
Work in the back catalog, my original stuff, solo stuff, band stuff, even some of the August stuff in the day with the progressive things. I was thinking of putting some stuff, publishing some stuff that Dave and I did together as well. I'm going to talk to Dave about that. Get a few songs up there. Dave Barrett, that is.
Well, he mentioned it in our interview recently.
Nice. So that's a big chunk of my musical life. And, when I get back to writing, right now I think I'm written out. I've written all the... Don't want to start repeating myself musically, so I think I'm just going to let it chill for a while and play live as much as possible. Bon Jovi is the one. Another band called Crash Control, which is my colleagues from work. It's a 4-piece heavy sort of punk rock band, a lot of vocals, we get to sing a lot. It's high energy music. We won the 2016 Civil Service United Way GovFest. 54 bands, 3 weeks of competing.
Wow.
Played the, I think it was at the St. Lawrence Center, the final night was, and we won the Judges Awards. We got a trophy for that, and that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's great.
So we're back at it. I'm in another band called Radio Catz, which is a new band we're starting up. Female singer, CC Pastor, is singing with us now. And we've got the drummer from The Vibe Remains the Same, Ottawa Led Zeppelin tribute, Chris Strang. And we've got Craig on guitar, great guitar player. So we're doing a lot of stuff from classic rock to full out dance, Maroon 5 to Disco Inferno to Pat Benatar to Pink to everything in between. So I mean, it's corporate and wedding stuff.
Oh, okay.
Still have the Police Review that's still kicking around. If we get a gig, we're ready to go. The guys are all playing in different bands, but that band is always in the wings waiting for an 80s gig, and we pull it together. And half the band are with the Coveralls, Frank and Paul, and Joe DePetty is our drummer. He also plays guitar and drums in Oasis, Supersonic Oasis tribute.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's always happening, and that keeps me out of trouble. So other than that, yeah, just about playing. If you're not playing, it's just like my philosophy is Keith Richards, very similar. That a band is about playing live. If a band doesn't play live, it can't function. It needs that. That's the food, the oxygen, is playing in front of people. So that's what it is for me.
Have any funny stories from the road?
Yeah, we have lots of fun road stories here. I'm gonna have to go with the CODA days. We've had a few Bon Jovi ones too, and they're always the gas. One that always comes to mind though, we played, Joe Brett hired CODA to play Grahamstock one year, and so we headlined that, and it was in Temagami. So we got cabins. We thought, this is great, we got cabins by the water. So we checked in, did sound check, everything's fine, put all the luggage in the cabins, played all night, had a great time. We went back to the cabin, but we locked ourselves out.
Oh.
All our gear's in there, the lights are on, can't get in. It's 4 a.m, can't wake up the owners. So I remember Rick Mercer had my Costco card, and he's trying to break into the cabin. And something always happened on the road. We had all these conspiracy theory discussions, and Rick turned to me and goes, how does this always happen? How do we do this to ourselves? Anyways, after trying to pick the lock, we saw the side window was open, and so we got a branch, and we kind of got the window to open a bit, and then Rob Miniacci flew through the window, and he got in, we opened the door, and then we just had a few beers, and then that night Joe Brett came over and taught us how to play beer bowling. Beer bottle bowling, but that's all I can say about that. But it was a good night, and I had to drive the next day, so I behaved myself.
That's good.
I had to make sure the boys got home safely.
Beer bottle bowling.
Yeah.
With Joe Brett.
It's very loud.
Do you have any favorite gigs?
Yeah, definitely. I think the Grahamstock gig was huge. We had about 550 people to that. There was bus package tours coming in from North Bay and all around. But one we just did with Bon Jovi Forever was in Windsor. I think it was Essex, actually, and it was over 500 people. And it was in a high school. And it was the Bon Jovi Poison Night. Incredible lights, amazing sound, tons of people. We ended up playing 44 songs that night, because I remember, because we did a set for Poison, a set for Bon Jovi, then we did a greatest hits set. Crowd was nuts, they were dancing all night, and I remember we counted, we were into 44 songs, and that was so far, that was probably the best show I've done in terms of the experience and the vibe, and yeah, it's amazing. So I'm looking forward to more of those shows, the Bon Jovi guys. We're having a riot together.
That's awesome. Paul Mathur, thanks for being on Musicians in Bars Getting Beer at Johnny's Getting Burgers.
All right, man. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
To all our high school friends.
Yes. Johnny's is still here waiting for you.
Cheers.
Cheers.